Welcome everyone, it's Favors from Jacob Mar. It's now time for more Raid Shadow Legends. We are going to be continuing on our way to finishing some unfinished business. So, last time we were improving Gnarlhorn. He has since improved a lot. I've given him some potions and some extra experience. Now, he will get a promotion along with a bunch of other champions and food. Yes. The campaign journey begins. For all of them. As well as a search for any champions to clear up. He'll eventually hit really hard. It's just I haven't got him set up for it yet. Because he needs gear, he needs levels, he needs stuff. So yeah. I was trying to level up Gnarlhorn for the that's better. Better accuracy. Because that's what we needed. We need him to land that provoke. Because, see, that might be what we need to stop. That's what we need to stop the other impending problems as we fight our way through the Banner Lords with relative ease. I have a Banner Lord that I have inducted into my service. One thing I like about provoking them is it keeps them under control long enough that they can do something, like we can do something. See, that's, I think, a lot of also what makes Gnarlhorn valuable, is that he can control the wave, and he puts the invincible buff on himself. Alright, see, that's kind of what we want him to do. See, a lot of the time we had a problem because our provokers didn't have enough accuracy to land the essential provoke. And that was a real shame because I need them to land the provoke. I need him to be the focus. Because that's when they're going to peril him. And then he's going to get the killable buff. And then that's going to prevent the rest of my team from dying in Doom Tower. Now, do I have to take him to 60 to do this? Probably, which is why I'm going for it right now as part of the tournament. It's probably why I'm doing this. Most likely. Now, the reason that I spent some gems on a XP boost on here that I didn't even show was because, well, I showed a little bit of it, was because I needed a way to finish out the tournament, preferably in top 3. The reason I want top 3 is I want top 3 because I want a way to get that epic book, because the epic book is going to allow me to potentially upgrade Deacon, and then eventually Deacon will be another way to turn meter control my foes. which is a major problem on this account. Because yes, I can have a nuker, but what's use of a nuker if I can't turn meter control and provoke and control my enemies? That's the thing. Now, I would promote Godseeker and Neri, but the first step is to get him to this 30 point. And to use the Conqueror as food, maybe. But should I do that, though? I'll pass. I'll just use the ones that I know are genuine food. Like this guy. I know for a fact this guy is food. 100%. Because then I could save up. And then from there... Because see, in the end, I have to try to... I can't promote this guy straight away. I have to try to promote my other characters. Like him. I didn't want to show him getting there straight through Brimstone Pass, although that would technically be the most efficient method. It is also the most repetitive method, and I don't need this game to be any more repetitive than it already is. He will eventually grow up to be a monster because I will promote him to be a monster because I know he can be one. I just have to get him there. Because he needs good gear, he needs levels, and he needs copies of himself. Because he needs his skills booked. That's what. I mean, he can be booked with rare skill tomes, but that's a complete waste of skill tomes. When you could just get copies of him. Yes. Now, we will be replenishing our energy reserves via... See, that eventually will evolve into a extremely powerful nuke, which you just saw there. That will eventually evolve into that. That's where that evolves into, but it takes time. It takes time. We will be farming Minotaur later for Arbiter mission. But I wanted to finish this tournament beforehand. I also had to vacuum a lot of the house today, which kind of thwarted some of my plans. That does not mean that it's thwarted all my plans, nor does that mean that I'm not going to make another scheme. Because I will be making another scheme. He will be getting promoted in the future. Actually, screw it. Because I have a copy of Aethel anyway, I'm actually going to promote him right now. Since I have a copy of you already. Nah, I'll need her for a guardian. First, I gotta check to see, is her skills fully booked? Yes, they are. Okay, let's get that. We don't have enough for a 10 pull, so there's no point. So yeah, we are going to promote Mr. Outrider here. Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't need you. He's going to be big later. Really big. When we get him to the right place, he's going to take over. He is definitely going to take over, but it's going to be a while before he does so. Because I know the potential of Outrider now. Like, I've been awakened to it. Because he's not going to stay where he is. Because he's going to be valuable for a nuker in Faction Wars and regular Standard Arena. As bizarre as that sounds. I know that sounds ultra bizarre. But that's exactly what he's going to be useful for. So I'm actually not going to ignore him at all. He's up there now because of something I've learned about this Outrider. He's so much more than he appears. But you won't get to see it until this ability starts to hit really hard when he gets the right gear and levels. Because I'm going to need to equip him in full Savage gear. I'm going to be farming it from Fire Knight. And it's going to be a big deal, like Dragon's Lair and Fire Knight. Because, yeah, he's going to nuke very hard when I get him the right gear. Yes, I know you're like, build him out. What are you smoking? Well, I learned something about this character that this guy is not normal. This will eventually, when I get the right stuff, hit like an absolute freight train. Like you will never see it coming. He will hit like an absolute freight train. You'll be like, what's that damage? I'll be like, yeah, he evolved. Yeah, he evolved. Same with Royal Guard. Royal Guard actually hits like an absolute freight train versus bosses, which is another reason why I'm eventually going to develop him out. But yeah, that ability is eventually going to hit really, really hard, like shockingly hard. See that face? Yeah, that shows you the true nature, if you will, of that character. Did him in there. Yeah, he's getting promotion. He is on the promotion list. Him, Mausoleum Mage. There's a number. But he's higher priority. Well, he would be higher, but he is higher priority, but I am very strongly considering developing Gator and Mausoleum Mage. And the reason for it is I need more, like, full team cleanses. Like, the problem with block debuffs, especially on Sepulchre Sentinel, is it's all on a long cooldown, kinda. And it will take a lot of epic books that I can't really get right now. So it's better that I get something that just does a full team cleanse on a low cooldown. And Mausoleum Mage has that, I think. But I don't know. I haven't experimented with him yet. There's so many champions in this game that I just have not experimented with yet. It's kind of maniacal. Like, even of the champions I own, which I actually own an extensive amount of champions, A lot of which I have not unlocked the full, and you're like, but why did you promote Gnarlhorn? Well, Gnarlhorn is very special for a number of reasons. Number one, he's my first ever rank 6 skinwalker. He is slated to be my first ever level 60 skinwalker. And he is great at utility, controlling waves, being a stun tank, like a damage tank. Like, he's very unique and special. And he probably is enough of a god that he can solo a lot of content, probably, you know? And help your team in areas where no other champion I own can do. So, that generally is why he's very valued. He is the most powerful skinwalker I've ever pulled on this account, and I have pulled multiple of him. I haven't used... This is the only copy, though, I've developed. I've kept the other copies just because of how valuable he actually is, in case I want to make a team comp with multiple of him in it one day. Because he's literally that valuable of a rare. I don't even want to call him a rare. God damn it. He's so much more valuable. Just like I don't want to call this guy an uncommon, because he's actually way more valuable than he looks. If I build him out, you'll see. Once I build this guy out, you will see some very nasty damage, etc. But right now, he's still climbing up the ladder of evil. He has to climb. Well, that'll be good for the fusion. We're going to save her for the fusion. Probably put her in the vault. Now, I will eventually develop Diabolist on this account as well. But the thing that makes him so valuable, as you saw there, is it gives your other teammates like a giant barn window, basically. A giant open barn window to react. And that's part of what makes him so valuable. And that's why he's worth 6-starring, even taking to 60, because he is that useful that even if he's focused, once he's 60, it'll be very hard to kill him. So that's why he's really worth that. He does so much for your team, and he could probably solo stuff because he does some damage, more damage the lower health he is, and he's able to control enemies and become unkillable. And with that, see, that gives Elhain plenty of time to do exactly what Elhain does best. This is why this champ is a god. Speaking of gods, I will also be aiding Godseeker and Neri as well. But more him. Because my team needs nukers. Now, I know this is going to sound weird, but there is going to be a break in the proceedings. Because we're running low on energy fuel, as I might have predicted would happen on my way to develop more champions and to avoid losing my place in the tournament. So, in order to postpone blowing more gems, we are going to, I say postpone because I'm going to have to end up doing that anyway. It's inevitable. It is inevitable because I have to upgrade all these champions, and one energy refill is not going to do that. Because this account is still developing more characters. I know, it's crazy. Like, it's like, the weird thing is that despite the fact that I have as many 6 stars as I have, I'm still finding plenty of times where I could use a 6 star of another different type of character. Like Dark Elhane here, or Deacon, or Diabolist, or Apothecary, or Sachi, or Taragi, or Jingle Hunter, or Godseeker, or Marquess, or even this guy, which is definitely slated for it, or Mausoleum Mage, or Corpulent, or Hellborn Sprite, or Soulbond Boyer. All these are good 6-star candidates. She's not really a good 6-star candidate. He's a good 6-star candidate. He can do his job at 5-star, but he's a good 6-star candidate. She's a good 6-star candidate. She is a good 6-star candidate. She's a good 6-star candidate. She's a good 6-star candidate. And he's a good 6-star candidate. And he's one too. And she is, and so is she. There's so many good 6-star candidates in here. He's at 6-star, but he's stuck at 40. I don't want to take War Priest to 6-star. I have so much better options than War Priest now to take to 6-star. It's not even funny. Like, even in our own faction, like, even in our own faction, there's better options. Alright, now that we've done that, we're going to do Arena. Because I want to postpone the gem blowing. Okay. So, we're going to probably lose a lot. Here we're going to need a special brew of evil to kill this guy, since he's Force Affinity. That should do it. Yeah. We're going to need a special brew, because this guy is actually very devastating and could solo my team if I'm not careful. Probably should have lashed him. Okay, got the decreased defense. Gonna turn meter control him. I've never pulled him, and I'm absolutely petrified of him. Okay, he's not that well built. I thought she was going to get one shot. Like, I'm actually seriously afraid of anyone who has a Geomancer. Because I have seen this guy do some really awful things. Like, I mean, I honestly can't even tell you. How do I want to approach this? Maybe just... maybe that. That's okay, right? Alright, let's give it a whirl. So, we're going to want to focus the damage first. Get up a stun going. Get a decreased defense. Get up. Okay. Turn meter control you. Get you. Now we just have Syl on our own. Unfortunately, Syl is tanky. We also have a Syl. Alright. This looks really bad for a number of reasons. This also looks really bad for a number of reasons. This looks doable. But Hermit Yorg is a better reviver, but you know. Let's give it a whirl. Lower the turn meter. We may just straight up lose this because I don't... probably should have put an increased attack there. Yeah, and we don't have any masteries on him. It's fine. You know what? I'm going to stop being a coward and just take these frickers on. Let's stop being cowards. I need to start just accepting losses and just trying to get through the dailies. Let's get the provoke in here. That'll help. CCM. Gonna try to... it's that. Okay. Gonna try to burn him. Nah. That provoke is really doing a lot. I'm amazed it's actually beatable. I was expecting the Mashal to be more cracked out. But he wasn't, so hallelujah for that. This looks really bad, but again, most of it's going to be really bad, if I'm honest. Here we're going to want... what are we going to want? Classic Blender Squad? Let's try Classic Blender Squad. Alright, Classic Blender Squad. From left to right. It's fine. Did the job. We did the job. And again, I didn't want to blow any gems doing it. I hope I made that part clear. Because blowing gems during this kind of event is very foolhardy. Very foolhardy indeed. And I don't want to be foolhardy because I already had to blow gems just to get the stupid boost before the whole tournament ran out. Because I don't want my tournament. I don't want to I don't want to farm when a boost isn't active. If that makes any sense. And I don't want to lose because I didn't activate some kind of boost before the end of the tournament. Because the tournament is coming to an end very soon. So, yeah. I'm also in no hurry to complete the yeah, I need to but I'm in no hurry to get promoted because I didn't complete the Minotaur thing. Anyway, I have to actually be at the point where I need to get promoted, and then I'll start hardcore pushing. Because there's going to be a certain point where I do it, but I want to time it. I want to time it with my promotion of certain champions, because I need a pretty extensive squad to really deal with the vast amount of BS that is in there. Although there is another squad I could probably have used against it, but I didn't bother. I'll try it maybe later if I need to. See, the problem with the Blunder Squad is it only does so much unless your stats are like really good before you have to do other strategies. Alright, we even got a relative of Gnarlhorn, the less valuable. You're like, less valuable? Gnarlhorn is really valuable. I may not have mentioned this, but Gnarlhorn is really valuable. Hello, Mr. Dragon. What's up? Now, the thing that's fun about this buff on Gnarlhorn is that we can extend this buff. So yeah, this is actually where the Gnarlhorns are hiding. I need to continue his journey. Because, yeah, Gnarlhorn actually resides in here. This is where his brethren live. This is where the Gnarlhorn thing goes full circle. Yeah, that salvo ability will eventually hit like a truck when I get him built out. Because I am planning on building him out before you're like, you'll never build him out. Yeah, try me. I will eventually build him out. I will eventually build him out. Now, the only one of these commons that I will eventually probably build out is the Sister Militants. The rest of these are food. Yeah. They are food. One thing I like about provoking that guy is it prevents him from doing. See, I think I'm beginning to understand why I needed accuracy on him, because I needed the accuracy. I need to keep upgrading his gear. I have to give him masteries next. Once he reaches 60, I have to start giving him masteries. And the first masteries I'm going to give him involve accuracy, because I'm going to need to give him accuracy. See, you see how he controls the whole narrative here? That one provoke just completely controlled that narrative. That's why I think that I need him to land the provoke. If I can get some extra accuracy in his masteries and his armor, we're in for a good time. It's just I think his last build didn't have enough accuracy in it, and that was part of the major problem. I'm pretty sure also his raw stats at 60 will be enough as well. Which I do intend on getting him to 60. Because that is going to give him his first big amount of power. And we can finally ascend him if we do some of that keep. Give him his final ascension as well. So then that'll allow him to wear a banner, which will increase his stats even more. So just if you thought he wasn't... Now the reason I even took it here is because the game comes full circle. Because then he gets to fight other Gnarlhorns, technically. But yeah. Yeah. Gnarlhorn. This guy, it doesn't look as valuable as he actually is. Like this stage doesn't represent the full wrath of Gnarlhorn. We get one down. We get a provoke. We go from right to left. See, and he completely controlled that narrative. He basically countered his own kind perfectly. Now, we haven't got him to his full glory yet, because I have to level up his gear again. Surprise, surprise. Which, it's not going to be fun to do, but... See, and by doing that, I control the narrative again. Because by them attacking him, it keeps them away from my valuable targets, or at least most of my valuable targets. I'm hoping to use this same strategy versus the Mortu Macabres, and hopefully, finally, at long last, put an end to their reign of terror. But yeah, I am going to continue to promote him and more food. I mean, I still have another 8 levels on him to go. But he's experiencing campaign. That's the thing. And this guy will eventually get equipped here. But yeah, Gnarlhorn is going to... I will get him to 60 before the night is out. That I can guarantee you. Now the funny thing is that although this is at 60, and that's the maximum you can normally do, this is still not... But yeah, I do have to farm this area later for better speed gear. Preferably with more speed substats. Because I'm going to need some high quality speed gear here. So yeah, this is an area I should probably farm more. So yeah, we're going to keep going up until Arabia. But yeah, he will eventually. When he grows up, he is going to be one of the greatest terrors of my entire squad. Believe it or not. Granted, it will take a while. But he will get there. He will get there. Note how I said postpone. Because even if I won all those matches, whether I won or lost doesn't matter. I played 5 of them. And by playing 5, well, by winning even a few of them, I gain permanent medals, which will eventually add up into a lot of very powerful stats. But in the end, I will still have to spend gems. In the end. At least I got an ancient. The final one, if I get into top 3, is the guaranteed epic book. Which, it's doable, but hard. That's my Marquess. I'll take that up once I use up this. 6-5 Brutal. Yeah, we're going to continue our climb. Because I do believe that having Gnarlhorn at 60 will be an advantage for me. Because he will finally be a 60 tank that is truly invincible. Makes himself truly and completely invincible for a short period of time. Which, if we can get him to control the wave, will be invaluable for my bid to power. Now, the reason that I'm developing all of these it's because I need, and we can watch this bikini lady while we're at it. Keep an eyeball on her. Unfortunately, she's food because she's not that good at the game. Especially not compared to this fella. This fella, you will watch some hardcore destruction when I get him to grow up. Granted, this ability will melt these people. Melt them. I know you don't believe me now, but if I give him some good savage gear and get him up to level, he will destroy in such a hardcore way that you're gonna have to hang on to the edge of your seat when you see this guy fully grow up and that ability goes off. It's going to smack really, really hard. But it's like I said, it's going to take a while before he can actually get there. But see, that distraction, again, we can't undervalue what that does with the narrative. Gnarlhorn controls the narrative. Because, yes, the battle trance, oh, that's so weak. Do you see how weak that is? Do you see how weak of an ability that is? Just no. Spirit Host is superior to that by so much. But yeah. I don't think I'm going to get him to 60 straight away. Gonna probably have to do this in a 2-part. Because I doubt I can do it in one go. But I don't think anyone expected me to in the first place. Because getting to 60 is a very special time for a champion. It means they have to resort to other abilities besides leveling in order to gain power for the first time. So that's one of the things that makes getting to 60 very special. And this nice snowy landscape of doom. I do hope that this is actually going to be the way. Like, if I can improve his gear some more. See, another reason why I say get more accuracy on him is because if I don't have the accuracy, we have a problem. If he gets resisted at the wrong time in Doom Tower, I think that's what's screwing me over. I think that's why. It's because they're resisting his provoke. Not enough of the Mortus are getting provoked. Because they need to get provoked in order to be controlled properly. I think I'm going to end the episode when we get to the end of Tilshire. Because that's when the second long shot is going to come into play. But yeah. I mean, his damage is slowly going up, but you're not going to really see it spike until later. When I get him good gear, that's when we're going to see the power just spike right through the roof. Like, that's when this guy is going to smack really hard. I know you don't believe me, but this guy is special. He just doesn't have any gear and levels yet. When he gets that, that's when you're going to see it. Now, my biggest problem right now also for him is I'm going to need to find gear that has very high amounts of crit and crit damage in order to oh, he still did it. Bummer. I thought provoking him, I thought for sure that was going to stop him. And the thing was, I never knew the value of this champion until later. This guy. See, by getting them to get provoked, they can only use their A1s. Which gives us, like, a long time to do something. And in the next great episode of Raid Shadow Legends, we are going to be taking him up to 6-star, the 60, and hopefully then, after improving his gear again and improving my Great Hall ability, we are going to finally, at long last, make it so he actually lands his Bloody Provoke. Because that's what I need him to do. Because he has one job. He has one job. Land the Provoke. Is he Spirit Affinity? Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. Yep, in the next episode.